seen things that people wouldn't believe.
Hey, what's up guys, I'm Brian, this is Tech Therapy. Thank you so much for joining me as we compare the TCL QM6K to last year's Hisense U7N. This is an excellent comparison as the brand new QM6K is really not the replacement for last year's Q6. It's closer to last year's QM7. It's a completely different animal than last year's lineup, so it matches up better with last year's U7N. Now, the QM6K was the first TV released this year by a wide margin. As the time of this video, it's still the only TV released. There is an advantage to being the only one out there. The disadvantage is you're fighting every mini LED left in the studio. We just did the Sony Bravia 7, and there are more to fight before the release of the QM7K and the release of Hisense brand new 2025 lineup. Without further ado, let's check out the TCL QM6K Quantum Dot Mini LED versus Hisense ULED Mini LED. Thank you so much for watching. All right, guys, let's do it. TCL QM6K on the left, Hisense U7N on the right, both 65 inches. I've already showed you a preview of daylight viewing for both. I'll try and capture the window to my right on both TVs here so you can see the glare while I show you the thin bezel design on both TVs. Build quality has improved for both manufacturers year after year. The QM6K has plastic feet, but you have two different positions, out wide and narrow. Very small branding. To have two positions at this price point is pretty amazing. And again, the build quality has improved over the years. Detachable power cable, Onkyo sound system, which actually moves up to the Bang & Olufsen's with the QM7K, which has just released. FOMO has done a review on it in a live stream as we look at the Hisense U7N. Two legs that come together with a plastic stand over the top. Small bezel, very small branding as well. As I've mentioned, the designs have improved quite a bit throughout the years for both TCL and Hisense. Now, Hisense, this is the U7N from last year. Hisense also has excellent sound. Both manufacturers, ridiculous sound, especially for the price point. HDMIs are on the other side, also detachable power cable as well. Both TVs feel premium enough at this price point as we check out the glare on both screens, try and capture that. They're both very light, but well built. Both have excellent sound. Now checking the glare with a black screen, see me clearly on the QM6K. The U7N is much brighter. QM6K is more natural. See me there, but you can see the blooming on the U7N. Much brighter, but that is the drawback. The brightness is a bit unwieldy on the U7N. But there is a more reflective finish on the QM6K. Both have 4 HDMI, 2 HDMI 2.1 on both. TCL QM6K is capable of 4K 144 Hz, same with the U7N. However, TCL QM6K also has 1080p at 288 Hz in its gaming. Now moving into our first true demo, we're going to keep it in a bright room. TCL QM6K, while not as bright as the U7N, is also perfectly fine for a bright room. U7N will be brighter in nearly every shot, sometimes to its advantage and sometimes it's a disadvantage. As I mentioned, the brightness can be rather unwieldy at times. Local dimming on the QM6K is ridiculous. We have the new HVA panel, which helps with the viewing angles, and the local dimming, as I've mentioned, is very good. HDR impact is going to go to the U7N. So you have a more natural image on the QM6K and a more vibrant one on the U7N. Now, the long-awaited QM7K has released in some stores in California, as we saw with Stop the FOMO, who purchased one. We did a live stream together showcasing it. Very, very bright. I cannot wait to get my hands on it myself. It should be here hopefully at the end of next week. As far as Hisense U7Q and U8Q, I should be seeing them in the next few weeks as well. That's when you'll see the real matchups start. This will probably be the last comparison of the QM6K versus a TV from last year. Now, in different shots, you're seeing me label the presets below. I fully believe that it's important to show you, especially mini LEDs in each preset. For me, the presets, as you see vivid here, are very valuable on what the manufacturer and the engineering team are trying to tell you, what the signature is. I don't want the TVs to look the same. I want them to flex their capabilities, and again, I want them to speak to you in terms of what that manufacturer is trying to say and what their interpretation is. Now we move into a filmmaker to show you the most accurate, where the TVs will look mostly the same. But the QM6K is a very color accurate, especially with scenes like this and skin tones. The U7N, again, more vibrant all around, not quite as accurate. But the reason why I want to show you each preset is many of you don't watch in just filmmaker mode. You want that flexibility of image to see what that TV can do, what its strengths are. For me, it's let the QM6K be natural, but it can be vibrant, and also at times let the Hisense U7N run wild. Now, I like to go over the presets in real time with you guys, but they have several presets, and I like about what TCL and Hisense are both doing is, again, with flexibility of image, is having many different presets. The TCL has Vivid, Standard, Sports, Filmmaker, Movie, Game, PC, and IMAX. The Hisense has a Vivid, Standard, Sports, PC, Game, which are one, an energy saving mode, Theater Day, and a Theater Night in SDR, or it's just HDR Theater, Filmmaker, and then IMAX. My goal in videos like this is to match up the presets where they look most the same in terms of what the manufacturer is trying to do. So matching up sports with sports is self-explanatory, but I won't match up where there isn't a preset that matches it. In SDR, we'll go with the standard preset, which I'll show you later in the video. Now, as we go from something like filmmaker to movie and theater, the accuracy is there for both, and both look excellent. Now, the local dimming here, also phenomenal, even on the very bright U7N. But I would argue the QM6K has a bit more detail, or a lot more detail. So you have to pick your poison or your preference. More HDR impact on the U7N, or a more natural, more detailed image on the QM6K. As we move into some movie content from our good friend Jennifer Gala, very special shout out to the one and only Jennifer Gala and her second channel, HDR SUPER CHANNEL. Please check the description for links to both channels, and consider becoming a Patreon to her main channel and download these demos in full Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. Thank you so much, Jen, and congratulations on 150,000 subscribers. Moving into sports mode on both, which is a very vibrant and cool preset. The only thing I change in these presets is warm up the temperature of the colors as they show up even more blue on camera. Again, brighter, more vibrant on the U7N, but a deeper, more rich color on the QM6K. Local dimming is very interesting here in this shot as well. What's great about Jen's content is it's beyond 1,000 nits, so it really does push these TVs. I leave it in sports, especially in that last shot, because I'm really pushing the local dimming with bright images. Something like Filmmaker, the local dimming will be under control. I do like the IMAX preset on both. Very natural and filmic. To me, running through these presets again is very important, and it's my job to show you what each manufacturer is trying to say. By setting them in their most accurate preset, they do look very similar. I don't want them to look similar. I want them to look how they were intended to look. If the Hisense strength is to be more vibrant, I want to show more vibrant content, as well as showing more accurate natural content. This entire video clip from Jennifer Gala is amazingly saturated while being natural. I love seeing how mini LEDs handle these images. In the comments, which do you prefer? As I've mentioned, the QM7K will be here very soon. Hopefully then the QM8K, there's a QM9K, and also an X11K. With Hisense, the lineup is a bit different. We have the U7Q, U8Q, hopefully a U9. We know about the RGB mini LED 116UX and the micro LED. So very different approaches from each manufacturer that is very naturally going head to head and are looking to take over the TV world. And I have no doubt that they will in a number of years in the future. They are both very aggressive in their approach. And again, changing and improving every year. What you're seeing the improvement for TCL is picture processing, screen uniformity, off-angle viewing. Hisense, same thing, vibrancy, more accuracy, better picture processing. You'll see that later in the Dolby Vision portion, but they are both making great strides. Also, a huge amount of size is available for the QM6K, and I do believe Hisense is looking to do the same thing. From 50 all the way up to 100 inches. I'm not sure what the lineup from Hisense will do in regards to sizes as we move on to SDR in the standard preset. Now I'm keeping them in standard and SDR as Hisense has theater day and theater night. Theater day was way too bright and theater night was too dark. Didn't match up well with the TCL that was the middle of the road in terms of its brightness. Either way, both TVs didn't look like they matched at all and didn't look good on camera. So the standard is where they kind of met in the middle. But keep in mind that Hisense again has a theater day and a theater night for SDR. SDR very important to you guys. As we move on to legendary Spears and Munsell calibration benchmark disc, we're going to move into Dolby Vision. Now, for both manufacturers, you have Dolby Vision Bright, Dolby Vision Dark, but Dolby Vision IQ is where they really looked their best. And obviously, the Spears and Munsell demo disc is incredible and shows up excellent in Dolby Vision for both, but you can see the brightness differences. But even as bright as the U7N is, there's only times where the local dimming will suffer. Other times, the local dimming is excellent. Expect the processing from Hisense to be even better next year, or I should say this year, as this is last year's model. So really between TCL and Hisense, the leap in their growth and the leap in their changes are not really incremental year after year. These are giant changes year after year, which is amazing for the consumer, where a lot of other manufacturers incremental upgrades each year. Dolby Vision, definitely a weakness for these manufacturers a few years ago. Both have HDR10 Plus and Dolby Vision. HDR10 Plus is tricky. At times there'll be an indicator letting you know that it's in HDR10 Plus. Other times it does not from both manufacturers, which is why I don't test it, as it's hard to even know if it's engaged. And that's with any manufacturer that supports HDR10+. There really isn't that same banner or settings that you have with Dolby Vision. Dolby Vision has its own subsection of settings, HDR10+ does not. But both look very good in Dolby Vision. Let me know your thoughts in the comments from what you see from both as we move on to gaming, which is really a strength from both manufacturers for the last number of years. Now I have separate game videos for both TVs. Obviously the QM6K is more recent and only a few videos ago. Both have capabilities of 4K 144 Hertz. The TCL QM6K has the ability to be 1080p at 288, which I also showed on PC. Very cool feature to have if you're interested in it. For me, 4K is most important. And both have very elaborate game bars and match each other in this regard. They each have separate picture presets within their game modes and sound presets within their game modes. Quickly touching on sound, both TVs sound excellent. Again, for the money, the feature set is incredible on both of these manufacturers, especially at this part of their lineups. Now, while I'm showing you the game bars, again, I have separate videos for gaming on each TV. You can check those out on the channel. Right now, we'll just be going over the picture quality on both as I go through the different presets to show you flexibility of image, which is really so important for gaming, not just in films, shows, and sports. Gaming, different genres require different settings, saturation, accuracy. These things are so important between different games. If your game is more cinematic, more cartoony, more realistic, you want that preset to match. So gaming really isn't a set it and forget it medium by any stretch of the imagination. And what's also key is even in game mode, they look very different. The tone mapping is excellent on both, and neither really loses much brightness in game mode, and the local dimming is still effective. Now, I would say from both manufacturers that the settings don't do much, some that you can still engage. That changes at times throughout the year with firmware updates, but it's good to know that those settings are still functional. They just don't do as much as we would like. That's the way game modes are. Obviously, the more processing that's involved, you'll increase input lag, and both have excellent and low input lags and are low in regards to latency. Now, as we near the end of this video, where are you guys with TCL and Hisense? How long have you been a home theater fan or TV fan? How long have you been in this industry? Are you seeing them as the major players that I know they are, or are you still seeing them as value brands? You're seeing better processing, more high-end features. Now, the prices will rise with that. You're also seeing the domination of sizes. While other manufacturers are offering one, maybe two TVs that are getting larger, their flagships are larger as well as their value propositions, going up to 115, 116. And mini LED is the future, where OLEDs are going to be limited in size. The largest OLED is 97 inches and is about $20,000. So they can't go where LEDs can go. In the feature set, great sound. HDMI 2.1 is capable of 144 Hertz. I believe Hisense will have 4 HDMI 2.1 this year. I'm not positive about that. We'll see that hopefully in a week or so. Build quality improving every year, processing improving every year, having Dolby Vision and HDR10+ on both. Very impressive as each grows and as they meet head to head is where I find the most impressive comparisons is from TCL versus Hisense. Can't wait to match them up this year with Hisense's new lineup and obviously TCL's new lineup. But what do you guys think about these two manufacturers? Are you ready to purchase them? Have you had them? Have you followed them since the beginning? Let me know what you think in the comments. These comparisons for me are the most fun. Typically I do them at the end of the year, but that's the advantage to the QM6K coming out so early. and being able to hold on to these TVs for a long period of time. Now, typically we'll have some releases in April. I love that TCL and Hisense are actually ahead of it and trying to release before the others. Now, the OLEDs are available in the UK right now. We should have them here by the end of March or early April. But an amazing TV year so far. I'm Brian. This is Tech Therapy. You let me know who wins. Please consider liking and subscribing. Love you guys. Take care.
It's better to burn out than to fade away. There can be only one.